السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Brothers and sisters in Islam, just a few minutes of your time, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bring peace into our hearts and into our lives. Say Ameen. Because subhanallah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains and describes the example of rocks in Surah Baqarah, وَإِنَّ مِنَ الْحِجَارَةِ لَمَا يَتَفَجَّرُ مِنْهُ الْأَنْهَارُ وَإِنَّ مِنْهَا لَمَا يَشَّقَّقُ فَيَخْرُجُ مِنْهُ الْمَاءُ وَإِنَّ مِنْهَا لَمَا يَهْبِطُ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. That even stone, as solid of a substance it is, it also can part and crumble in the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Regardless how dark my heart was, regardless how many sins I committed, regardless of how adamant I was on disobedience, this month of Ramadan has given some light to my heart. This month of Ramadan has given me the ability to feel something that I never felt before. This is exactly how we feel in these last few nights of Ramadan. If we didn't wake up in the first 10 or the middle 10 or even in the last 5, it's in those final 5 that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, His forgiveness and emancipation from hellfire goes full force. Because He wants us to feel it. He wants us to acknowledge it. He wants us to appreciate it. And inshallah, hopefully that we continue with it. So brothers and sisters, Ramadan isn't over as yet. There are still hours and days to go. Until the adhan isn't called for that Maghrib, after which the first of Shawwal begins, the time is still there. We cannot do a victory lap unless we have accomplished something. Do you all agree? The victory lap isn't Laylatul Qadr night 27, 25, 23, 21, or 29. The victory lap is Yawm al-Eid. Does that make sense? The day of Eid in Islam is so beautiful because in Islam our celebrations aren't based on something historical. It isn't celebrating any individual. Rather, our Eid is celebrating our accomplishment. So there is time to accomplish something still. Do you all agree? So what is that accomplishment? 5 things, inshallah. By now we realized, number 1, that how this body, when it's regulated and controlled, it then allows the soul to flourish. Many of us might have had a habit of having fresh food every day. But Ramadan, we ate some leftovers for Sari and that didn't mind. We didn't care. We might have a habit of wearing crisp iron clothing, but we threw on a kurta or jubba that we wore a day before and we didn't mind. What this was happening, we may have not sensed it or seen it, but our body was being tamed. And it was being tamed through fasting, which allowed our souls to flourish. So if I want to continue this experience, in these last nights of Ramadan, I make an intention that insha'Allah, post-Ramadan, I will continue fasting. That I'll try to fast 6 days in Shawwal. I'll try to fast 3 days a month. If possible, I'll fast 2 days a week, every Monday and Thursday. But I'll try something. Why? Because I'm seeing the benefit. Number 2, we gave charity in this month. And we felt so good. Every day after Ramadan or every week after Ramadan, I'm going to continue doing some good. I'm going to continue doing a charity. It doesn't have to be solely monetary. It also could be a kind word. It also could be a good word of advice. It could be removing something harmful from the path. These are all acts of charity. Number 3, collectiveness. How many of us agree that coming together and praying every night, despite how tired we may be, is an amazing feeling? Do you all agree? Seeing people when you say salam to your right and left is such a beautiful feeling. Let us try to keep that momentum by making attention that we will increase our presence in the masjid one more time than we were accustomed to doing before Ramadan. So if I was accustomed to coming to the masjid for Fajr only, I'll come Fajr and Maghrib. If I came Fajr and Isha, I'll come Fajr, Asr and Isha. What I'm trying to say is we need to turn it up a notch. Does that make sense? Because then we'll have more presence and more people, and that will bring more joy to the heart. Number 4, Eid is a time of celebration and family. And even Jumu'ah is a time of celebration with family. فَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةُ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. Right? After prayer, are we told to stay in the masjid? Do we sit in the masjid after the Jumu'ah prayer? Is that what Allah tells us? Spend the whole day in worship? No, He goes, get out. Get out. فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Go and seek the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The day of Eid is a day of celebrating with family. In this month, we may have altered our schedule to spend more time with the family than we're accustomed to in other months. We had more iftars and suhoor with the kid and the spouse. Let us continue that trend, because our presence makes healthy families, not our absence. Our sitting together and talking to each other creates strong bonds, not the latest gadgets and gift cards. Does that make sense? So that's 4. And number 5, brothers and sisters, we will, insha'Allah, be challenged. And I say, insha'Allah. It's strange what I'm saying. Insha'Allah, we're going to be challenged by the devil. It sounds weird, but he's going to come out right now in a few days, and he's going to tell us, hey, let's get back to doing those things. And that's fine, because that's what life's about. He's our enemy. He's going to challenge us. And I'm saying inshallah because I am now consciously aware that He's coming to challenge me. So I'm keeping my guard up. And those things that He's going to tell me, you know how much that was pleasurable to you, enjoyable, wasting time, wasting money, spending nights out, missing prayers. Let's go back to schedule. Let's do that stuff. We are going to continue to pursue Allah's pleasure, and in doing so, we are going to eliminate His goal of taking us down. Does that make sense? He wants to take us back. He wants us to lose the pleasure of goodness by telling you there's pleasure in sin. Brothers and sisters, this month of Ramadan has shown all of us where pleasure is. Are we not feeling peace of heart? Yes or no? Aren't we feeling satisfied in life? Aren't we feeling content and happy? Aren't we feeling the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is the true pleasure. This is the true happiness. This is the true bliss. Our dear Hafiz Sahib Qari had recited in Salah, and with this I end, the story of Habib Najjar. Such an amazing story. Huh? That when prophets came to a people, and the people were taunting those prophets, and Allah said, we sent a third prophet. That these people are sent by God. Just listen to them. Because a sign of sin and being adamant on sin is where we start rebelling against the truth. So what happened was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said a third prophet, and they were threatening these prophets. وَجَاءَ مِنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ رَجُلٌ يَسْعَى. A man from the neighboring town came running. His name was Habib Najjar. He said, oh my people, follow them. Listen to them. They're not asking anything from you. Are they asking anything from you? They're asking nothing from you. But we know what happened. We know what happened. That they killed him. But when they killed him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let it be known in the Quran that Habib Najjar was determined to defeat the devil. He was determined to defeat his desires. وَمَا لِيَ لَا أَعْبُدُ الَّذِي فَطَرَنِي وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Why should I not worship the one who created me from nothing, and to him I have to return? If I call on other gods, false gods, tomorrow when the need is there, they won't help me. So what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say to him? قِيلَ دُخُلِ I don't hear you. قِيلَ دُخُلِ Jannah. Our ultimate goal, remember, as Ramadan ends, is Jannah. And in Jannah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, Salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. We want to hear that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the greetings of peace to all of us. Yes or no? If you want the greetings of peace, then we will live a life of peace and we'll be instrumental for peace and we will demonstrate peace. And that peace only happens through obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pushing away the plot of shaitan. So we will continue, inshallah, our fast, inshallah. We will continue charity, inshallah. We will continue our presence in the masjid, inshallah. We will continue spending more time with our families, inshallah. And we will be determined to defeat the devil, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow myself and all of us to understand what has been said and give us the ability to continue practicing upon it. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen.